Hey everyone, welcome again to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Anthony, and I'm here to give you my 1 month update. I've been doing the OPTAVIA weight loss program, and it's been fantastic. I don't want to tease you guys. I don't want to hold off on the photos or the update on my numbers or anything because I know a lot of people who click this are probably interested to know if I spend 1 month doing Optavia, what can I expect? What are the results? But let me first say my results may not be your results. Your results may be better in terms of actual weight loss. Your numbers may be lower. Everyone's different. Everyone reacts differently, but I guarantee you that if you do it for a month, you will see weight loss. Not just weight loss, but you'll see inches come off. If you just go back and look at my first video, you'll see a little bit fuller face. And I'm going to show you some photos right now that will blow your mind. They blow my mind at least, and hopefully you see the difference as well. It makes me excited for what I will see in 60 days, 90 days, a year from now. Kind of mind-boggling. But just to tell you, so I lost 28 pounds, almost 28 pounds in 30 days. That's incredible. Again, I think that's atypical, right? I don't expect to lose 28 pounds, but if you've got a lot of weight to lose like I do, you can probably expect a big number. If you don't have much weight to lose, then it's going to come off more slowly because it just will, right? I've got a whole person to lose. Okay. If you have a toddler to lose, it's just going to come off differently. That's just how it's going to work. But I have a lot to lose, and so I'm going to lose a lot, especially in the beginning when your body's like detoxing from the way you've been treating it. Or let me make this the way I've been treating my body for the last 35 years. It's going to go through a significant detox, and it's going to just get rid of a bunch of stuff, including some water weight. I mean, a lot of that's going to be water weight as well, but your body's retaining that water. It's inflamed. It's not in a healthy state, and part of this program is getting it to that healthy state where your body's not holding on to that excess water, and as well as a lot of fat. Right? I mean, most of that number is going to be fat. Anyways. So yeah, 28 pounds in 30 days. I couldn't be more excited. It wasn't easy. It's simple. All right, that's what me and my wife always say. It's a simple program, but it's not easy. It takes willpower, it takes determination, it takes discipline. You have your 5 fuelings, your 5 small meals, and then your 1 lean and green, which is 3 servings of some kind of high quality green vegetable, and then your high quality protein is your lean portion. And all of it's very well explained in the materials you get, and I'm happy to, if you're having troubleshooting that. I'm very basic. I eat the same thing almost every day for my lean and green, and I love it. So maybe you're that way, maybe you need a little bit more variety. You can do it either way. So anyways, let's look at some of these photos. Okay, so let's actually go back to week 1, or day 0 as I like to call it, the day before I started Optavia. Okay, sorry, I should have silenced my stuff. Here's the photo. Okay, that's me. Couldn't tell, probably, right? So day 0 front. Okay, let's look at day 0 30. Ready for this? All right, maybe some of you think, well, I don't know where's the change, but I mean, just look, go, do that a few times. You'll start to see it. I mean, and it's not that I stretched out the shirt or anything, and that it's just fitting better on me. There's significant weight loss there, especially for me. I like to see the weight loss in the chest, and you'll see some of the inches that came out there. I've always been self-conscious. I mean, no guy wants to have a really big, maybe if you have like the big muscly pecs, you're like a beefcake, maybe you want that. I don't want that. And so to see that come down, as well as the waist, and then you can really see it in the face. So okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Back. Where's back? Let's get back up there. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay, sorry for all the clicks. This is me doing the video editing on the fly. I don't know. I'm probably not going to spend the time to take the clicks out. Sorry, it's a little raw, but hopefully that just adds to the genuineness of this video. Okay, so I don't really know how this is going to come out. I think it's on my right, or on the right side of the screen you're seeing. No, that'd be your left. Whatever this direction is to you. That's day 0. Okay, look how tight the back of my shirt is. Right, you can see it's stretching. Right, and this is a shirt. I think I might have said in the first video. It's a shirt at a concert that I got and never wore because it was always too tight. And so looking forward to it fitting even better than it is fitting after 30 days on OPTAVIA. So look at how tight that is in the back. It's not comfortable. And now let's look at 30 days later. It's loosened up some in the back. I've got a much, better looking profile, if that's what you call it. So yeah, I'm super happy with that result. All right, let's take a look at my side view. Let's see. All right, so here, again, wasn't happy with this. Still have a ways to go, but check out 30 days later. This was probably the most mind-blowing for me when I saw this. Look at that. I mean, are my eyes tracking? You can see my gut. I mean, it's really hanging over on day 0. It's still hanging over on day 30. I mean, I'm not to where I want to be yet, but it's decreased quite a bit, and I can feel it. And I can feel it in the clothes I wear, but I can see in the mirror. But I can also feel it as I move around in my just day-to-day activities, and I can feel it. It's less in the way. An awesome non-scale victory. If you're not familiar with this term, it's a term that's thrown around a lot in the OPTAVIA Facebook group. We have scale victories, right, where you see the numbers go down, and that's great, or where you measure, right, and there's these quantifiable wins, right, where you're progressing towards your healthy weight or your healthy body composition, and those are fantastic. But there's byproducts of all of that, right? There's ancillary benefits to losing weight, to getting healthy. And one of my non-scale victories just a couple weeks ago was flying on a plane. The last few years when I've been flying, I've either just not buckled my belt or needed some kind of extender. And forget about the tray table. It would hit my belly. It wasn't usable. A week and a half ago, I flew on a business trip, and both there and back, I was able to buckle comfortably, and I was able to lay my tray table down completely flat and use it for its intended purpose. And that was just really fantastic, to not have my stomach get in the way. And for that, embarrassment about having to ask a flight attendant for an extender, or when they tell me I need to buckle and I say I can't, so just to not have to do that, it was phenomenal. Okay, so again, day 0, day 0, day 30, day 0, day 30. Imagine what that would do for you. I mean, maybe you're in a similar place that I was 30 days ago, where you were just hoping for something to work. I feel like I found that thing. I mean, the results speak for themselves. What months 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 look like, I don't know. I mean, based on month 1, I feel like this trajectory will continue. Maybe not as, maybe not on the same pace, okay? But I don't feel like it's gonna stop anytime soon. Maybe it'll slow down. Maybe I won't have a 13-pound weight loss like I did the first week, or 5 pounds a week for the next few weeks after that. Maybe it starts to get out to 3 pounds or 2 pounds or 1 pound a week. That's okay. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, so we talked some numbers, we saw some photos. I want to talk now, and I think this will maybe be something we do in each video. I think I'll do monthly videos, but I may change the frequency um, if I feel like it, or if you tell me I should, and enough of you tell me I should, and I feel like it's a good idea. So I may do that. But what I want to do for a moment, let me get these out of here, is talk to you kind of one principle that I've learned over the last 30 days. Okay, and that's about the importance of having a plan. Um, Everyone knows the saying: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I think that works, or that's super applicable when you're making a lifestyle change, like changing your diet. Um, so the biggest thing for me is knowing each day, what am I going to eat and when am I going to eat it. I don't necessarily wake up the same time every day. I mean, it's usually sometime between 6:30 and 8. It's kind of I have a maybe more relaxed morning than some might. Maybe they're always up at 5, they're always up at 6, they're always up at 7, whatever it is. And that's probably better, actually, if you do have a set time that you wake up. I enjoy kind of not setting an alarm clock and letting my kids wake me up. And so those rare mornings where they don't wake me up, I may be sleeping a little bit later, 7, 7:30, 8. But have a plan, right? What am I going to do? So on OPTAVIA, for example, I know I'm going to have 5 fuelings every day, and I'm going to have 1 lean and green. It's very simple. So the night before, what I would suggest is you pick out which 5 those are going to be, and you make sure that you have the protein that you're going to have for your lean and green, and the vegetables that you're going to have for the lean and green, and the condiments or whatever you're going to use, the seasonings, whatever you're going to have with that meal, that it's all ready to go at least the night before. And if you do that, you wake up, there's no rush to prepare, right? It's already done. So you can wake up without the stress. And stress is a huge deal with weight loss. I feel like if you're stressed, your body may hold on to that weight a little bit more stubbornly than if you were a little bit more relaxed. And so taking some of that stress out can be huge. Write down what you're going to eat, right? And if you don't write it down, at least visualize it. The night before, okay, I'm going to have this for my first fueling, for my first meal. This 2-3 hours later. This 2-3 hours later. This is going to be my lean and green. I'm going to make sure that I have enough salt and pepper, whatever you're using to season, or whatever condiments, whatever. Go through it all in your head. Know what it's going to be, and then you're ready. You have your plan A. Okay, but what happens when your plan A gets nuked, and your alarm didn't go off, and you ran out of the house, and you didn't have your fuelings, and you forgot to thaw the meat that you were going to use for your lean and green? Have a plan B, all right? Always have a plan. You have your plan A. Hopefully your plan A goes well. Um, you know the scene in Tommy Boy? If you haven't seen it, I don't know if YouTube will let me do this, but if they will, I'll post the link to the scene in Tommy Boy. But he's talking about his sale, and he's talking to a waitress, right? And he takes a biscuit, and he's talking about how much he loves his sale, and he pets his sale, like he's selling something, right? His sale, and he just loves his sale. He caresses his sale, and then he doesn't know why, but at some point, and he starts ripping up the biscuit, and he kills his sale. And it's a hilarious scene. Go watch it. But I feel like sometimes that can happen with our plan. We have a plan. We love our plan. We caress our plan. We nurture our plan. But then something happens either through our own accident, mistake, our own sabotage maybe, or something else, something external happens, right? A kid gets sick, or you get in a car accident, right? I mean, who knows what could happen? I did get in a car accident at some point in the last 30 days, actually. Or, your boss invites you out to lunch, and you weren't planning on going to lunch with your boss that day, but you feel like you need to because it's, something important came up. What is your plan B? Have a plan B, right? For me, having a plan B means in the places I'm most likely to be that I have extra fuelings. So that typically means like shakes and bars, but it can mean some of the other fuelings. And so just to have those ready in case, oh, I ran out the door and I forgot my bag, or I forgot the bag that I keep my fuelings in. Well, okay, I don't have the ones that I plan to have today, but I have some at work and I can use those, right? Or to always keep them in your backpack or your purse or whatever it is. Or to give some to the people you're around a lot. Like I I asked my wife to keep some in her purse, right? Because maybe I'll forget, and then she'll have them, or maybe your coworker or something. I don't know, whatever you're comfortable with. Have a plan B, okay? And then maybe for your lean and green, if you didn't plan, well, what are the good options? What can you do? Okay. You can always go to a grocery store and get one of those, usually $5-6 rotisserie chickens, and you can pull out some really high quality protein there. Pick up a bag of salad. There's your lean and green. It's not your plan A. It's not what going into the day what you wanted to do, but for whatever reason, plan A was nuked. It's gone. Uh-oh. Have a very simple plan B option, okay? And know what that plan B would be, so that when it comes time to when your plan A doesn't work out, you don't have to think about it. You already know what your fallback is. Because I think what happens often is plan A doesn't go according to plan, and then we start to get hungry, right? And we think, oh, maybe I'll just skip this meal, right? Or we make a choice that we wouldn't make if we wanted to stay on our plan, right? Instead of having a fueling, I'll just have a handful of nuts, and those handful of nuts turn into 2 or 3 or 4 handfuls of nuts, and all of a sudden I'm off plan. Okay, that's what we want to avoid. And so hunger is going to be your enemy, right? If you should not be feeling hungry on this plan. If you are, talk to your health coach or whatever eating you're doing. I mean, I don't expect everyone watching this is doing OPTAVIA. Maybe you're doing some kind of low carb plan or Weight Watchers, or I don't know, whatever it is. Like, good for you for wanting to make a change, and be healthier. But I assume all of those plans or all those ways of eating, all those different lifestyles, there's some guidelines, right? But what happens if you're in a situation where you're thrown off course a little bit? How do you minimize the damage? How do you mitigate some of those external forces that may be trying to knock you off course? That's the message. So I had an interesting experience when I was on my business trip. Me and a bunch of coworkers went out to eat, and then someone had the idea, oh, let's order a few desserts to share at the table. And I was not prepared for this. I had ordered my meal. I was good with my meal, and I made sure it was a high quality protein, a good proportion or portion, the portion, and some good healthy green vegetables to go with it. And I was feeling really good about myself. And then the desserts came. And one thing that I've failed with in the past, when I've tried to change my lifestyle and eat better, was that I was always good until other people were around. And then when someone would say, here, eat this, eat that, I would succumb to the temptation. And so here's what I did at this dinner. As soon as the desserts came out, I said, no, thank you. Thank you very much, but no thanks. And then here's this photo. I put 3 glasses between me and the actual dessert. So you can see the dessert up there. And then my 3 glasses, creating a literal physical barrier between me and the dessert, because I wasn't sure if I had the strength to not go after the dessert if there was nothing in my way. And so I would have had to reach around. It would have been awkward. And so it was, for me, what I had to do in that moment. So think about those things. If I were thinking ahead of time, I would have thought, oh, what will I do if they ask for dessert? And I maybe would have come up with a less awkward way of of keeping myself away from the dessert. But in this situation, it worked. I think one thing that really helps is just letting other people know what you're doing, right? If you're eating a certain way that doesn't really allow or encourage you to eat sweets or certain types of foods, it's good to let people know that you interact with often, right? Because a lot of people are very nice and they want to share things with you, especially around the holidays. They want to give you things to eat. They want to bake something to bring into the office or drop something off at your house or invite you out to lunch. And their favorite, they want to share their favorite dessert with you. And those are all very nice things and natural things. And so sometimes it can be hard for them if out of the blue, at the moment they're actually giving you the thing to eat, you say, no thanks, right? And so certain people react great to that, others don't. You can't control how people react or what their feelings are, but what you can do is you can lay some groundwork, you can prepare them, especially if you know you're going into a gathering where that's likely to occur. So you can, let me just silence this thing that keeps going off. So you can just let them know ahead of time. Just say, I'm eating a certain way, and so I'm not going to be having treats. I know you make a great whatever, and I've eaten it, too much of it in the past, but I won't be able to have it, or I'm choosing not to have it this time. Something we did this 2 weekends ago, my wife asked if it'd be okay if we went to some family friends of ours, their house for dinner, and I said sure, but can you please tell them that I likely will not be eating what they make. I may bring my own food. And that was, it would have been really hard for me to do that, I think, before I started this program, but I'm so invested right now because I've seen the results. I've seen what this can do, that it wasn't that hard. And when I got there, there was no awkwardness over me not eating the main course or eating dessert. And I had my own separate thing. And some people may say, well, that's weird and I don't want to be offensive. And you just have to retrain yourself to think, to have the mindset that it's not offensive because it's for you, it's for your health. And what's more important, validating someone else's cooking or you being healthy? And I'm not even validating someone else's cooking, but just, we're talking life and death for some of us here. And are you willing to die or postpone health so that someone else may or may not be offended, right? And so I think every one of us has to decide, how important is this for us? And for me, I've decided this is the most important thing when it comes to my health, is to stay on this plan. And so I'm not going to deviate. And if someone can't handle that, I'm sorry that they can't handle that. That makes me sad. But I'm not going to change. Sorry. Okay. So I think that's it for this week. I will maybe do a little montage now with some of the profile or the weight loss pics again. I'll throw those up there, throw up my measurements for 30 days in. And then, I guess we'll see you in the next one. Please like this video. If you did like it, please share it with others who you think may benefit from seeing it. And please leave comments down below. I would love to hear what you think of these videos, if they're helping you. That's all. So have a great week or month or whatever it is until the next time we see each other. And please reach out if there's anything I can do for you. Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, so I saw this on another person who does OPTAVIA on their channel. I'm blanking on the name right now, but I'll put it in the comments, and so you can go visit his channel as well, because I don't want to act like I made up this idea. But I have in this jar vase 164 pebbles, little stones, little rocks, because that's what I want to lose. Basically, I started at almost 328, and so I thought, why not? Let's lose an entire person. Let's lose half of my body weight, 164 pounds. So I would be at 164 pounds by the end. And so the goal, or the idea, is that for each pound I lose, it ends up in another vase. And over time, you'll see how much weight I've lost versus how much I still have to go. So let's see, through the magic of editing, if we can If we can do this right now. Ready? Did it work? Did it work? 28 pounds down. Many more to go. Okay, we'll see you next week. No, month. Whatever it is, we'll see you.